If you'd like to get stronger without needing any equipment, then this video is for you. I'll show you my top 5 bodyweight strengthening exercises for seniors. And since you don't need any equipment, follow along with the video and leave a comment below letting me know which exercises you like best. Let's get started. The first exercise is a chair squat. This one's important to obviously help you stand up from chairs, get out of bed, get off the toilet. There are lots of times when we have to go from a sitting to standing position. To do this, you want to scoot to the front edge of the chair and try to line your hips, knees, and toes up with one another and keep them in that alignment throughout the exercise. Next, you're going to bend your feet back as close to you as you can comfortably. This helps you to load your body weight over top of your feet. So rock forwards until you get your weight loaded over top of your feet. Then push your hips underneath of you to come to a standing position. Then slowly reach back for the chair. Note that the hips, knees, and toes are staying in alignment throughout the movement. They're not buckling in like that on the way up or buckling in like that on the way down. You may have to think about driving them outwards at the same time as you're pushing your hips back and hips forward. To see that from a side view, come to the front edge of the chair, line up hips, knees, toes, bend your knees underneath of you, rock until you get your weight over top of your feet, then push your hips forward to stand up and hips back to come back down. Now, if you can, try to just touch your bottom on the chair and come back up to a standing position without fully going down to a resting position. But if you have to sit down and rest, that's okay. So follow along. We'll do a few together. Now, how many repetitions and how many sets should you do? That's a common question, and the answer is not the same for everyone. Since this is body weight, you can only progress the exercise by doing more repetitions. You can't add weight. So I would say do 1 set to fatigue, meaning as many as you can until you can't possibly do another one, or 3 sets to near fatigue, to where your muscles feel tired, but you could potentially do 1 or 2 more. So that's my answer to that question. Next, on to the second exercise, and that one is a lunge or a partial lunge. Many seniors have trouble getting up from the floor, and the lunge helps you to stand back up from the floor. However, if you're already having trouble getting up from the floor, doing a partial lunge is a good place to start. To do that, step back into a wide stagger like this and only go up and down through the range of motion that you can comfortably. You should have most of your weight through this front foot and ideally through the outer part of the heel of the front foot. That'll keep your knee from caving inwards if you're keeping the weight outwards. It'll also keep you from putting too much focus on your quadriceps if you're letting your weight go forwards on your toes. So keep the weight on the heel, outer side of the heel with the knee turned out, and then just go down as far or not far as you feel comfortable going, whether that's like this or whether it's all the way down to the floor if you're a little bit stronger. And do as many reps as you can on one side and then switch legs and try to do the same number of repetitions on each leg. So if you do have one leg that's stronger, do the weaker side first and then match that same number of repetitions with the strong side. So that's the second exercise, the lunge. The third exercise helps with going up and going downstairs, and that's the single leg mini squat. Ideally, it would look something like either this or with your leg behind you like this. Now, when you have the leg behind you, this helps with going upstairs where you're pushing with the leg that's in front of you. When you're doing the leg out in front of you like this and you have the weight on the back leg, this helps with going downstairs. So the movement is fairly similar, but different emphasis. When you have your leg like this is a little bit more quadricep dominant, while the leg in back is a little bit more glute dominant. If you see from the other side, you're getting a little bit more hip hinge with this one, a little less hip hinge when you're doing that one. Now note, if you do have balance trouble, absolutely do hold on with this. You want to make sure that you're safe first. So if you need to hold on with the opposite side that you're standing on. So if you're standing, this is my right leg, I'm holding on with my left hand, or if I want to do the other side, then I would do it like that. So that's the third exercise. Now we'll move to upper body exercises. And the first one is a push-up. There are a lot of different ways that you can do push-ups based on your current strength level. So I'll give you a few options and you can do the one that best meets your ability. The first and easiest is a wall push-up, where you put your arms like this and then just push back and forth that way, trying to touch your nose to the wall or very close to the wall, and then back. And again, do as many repetitions as you can, 1 set to absolute fatigue or 3 sets to near fatigue. Now, if the wall push-up is too easy for you, you can also use a chair or couch and do the push-up from there. That makes it a little bit harder. And then if you're even more fit and strong, you can go down to the floor and do your push-ups. From there, as an intermediate, do knee push-ups like that. So that's the fourth exercise. And for the fifth one, we want something to counteract that pushing movement. So for this, we're going to do an isometric exercise where you stand with your back up against the wall. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades back together and then pull the elbows back towards the wall, but they don't necessarily have to touch. Think more about opening up your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades back together, and then rotating your hands back this way. This works on the muscles between your shoulder blades, the trapezius and the rhomboids. It also works on your shoulder external rotators or your rotator cuff muscles. And it also helps with your posture. If you spend a lot of time sitting, looking at a phone or on a computer, you tend to get a forward head and rounded shoulders, and this helps counteract that position so that you can stand up taller. So squeeze the shoulder blades back, bring the arms up to shoulder level, rotate the hands back towards the wall. Try to hold that position for at least 10 seconds if you can, and try to do 10 repetitions. Now, it would be great to have a pulling exercise as well, but you can't do that without at least some equipment. You'd need a pull-up bar or TRX straps, neither of which is incredibly expensive. And if you're willing to invest just a little bit of money in getting stronger, here are some videos that show you how to use TRX straps over a door. But before you go check those out, if you found this one helpful, make sure to give it a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.